Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 3DS review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Animal Crossing New Leaf, which if you've never played it before, it's not really so much of a game, and you might be expecting me to absolutely lambast it because I don't play non-game games, but I've said for years, Animal Crossing is actually my only guilty pleasure, and even then, I actually only like the handheld ones. I don't think it works on the console. I couldn't stand the GameCube version. I didn't bother with the Wii version for that reason, but Wild World and New Leaf, I absolutely loved them. I was addicted to Wild World, and New Leaf's even better in every way. It is my one and only, as I say, guilty pleasure game, because it's not a game, but I love it anyway. And to be fair, this one is actually a lot more of a game than any of the other ones have been. For those who don't know, it's not so much Second Life or a Virtual Life or anything like that. You're basically, it's along the same lines of like that and Sims, but it's not really. It's an odd one to sum up in a few words. The closest thing is, it's a virtual life that's not meant to mimic real life. It's meant to be mimicking a fantasy life, as if you were living in a fantasy world. And I think that's why so many people like it. The whole point is, you've got a museum that you've got to fund, and you've got to, well, not so much fund with money or anything like that, although you can pay for expansions, because in this one you've got a lot more to do, and I'll get to that in a minute. But you've got to fund them with, like, rare fossils that you find buried in the ground, or different types of fish and sea life, or different types of bugs, and it's actually really hard for me to currently find one of them because I'm looking through a camera lens, and with my vision trying to find a little bug, quite frankly I have to have the DS like right up real close to my eyesight in order to spot some of them, especially things like fleas. But it's why I've got a net out, and you go around and you catch the bug, and then it tells you what it is, and if you've never caught it before, it tells you, and you go and you take it to the museum, and you've got to fill up the bug wing, you've got to fill up the fossil wing, you've got to fill up the rare and valuable paintings and artwork wing, and you've got to fill up the sea life wing. I nearly said ring there. And that's basically, I suppose, the most way you can actually complete the game, by filling the museum and by filling your catalogue. Now, your catalogue is just, well, it's everything in the entire game, and there'll be very few people who ever do fill it up, mainly because it takes so much time, so much effort, so much, well, trading online and spending your bells online and that, because there's items that only come to certain regions, and that annoys certain people, and I must admit I'm one of them, because I am a bit of a completionist, but I'll never be able to complete the catalogue, which I'm just in now. I'm in my kiosk, and it shows you absolutely everything that I've managed to get. So this is different clothing and that, and it's just really annoying that you'll never be able to fill it up without doing severe work by trading with people, and not everyone's a fair trader, not everyone's a nice trader. Sometimes you get ripped off, and sometimes you end up paying too much and not getting what you're after at all. It's just one of those things. It would be better if the trading system was done similar to Borderlands 2, I suppose, where it brings up a window box, and then you put what you've got in and they put what they've got in. You can confirm it. It's a lot like what with Borderlands 2 did, and a lot like with Steam trading. I'd love to see something like that in one of the future games, so that it makes it safer. And if you had access to all of your items, because that's one of the biggest problems with doing anything. You can only hold 16 slots, so if you're giving someone, say, 1,000,000 bells, you can hold 16 slots of 99k, and then also 99k in your wallet. And it's one of those things that if you are paying 1,000,000, 2,000,000, sometimes 3,000,000, it can just take forever, because you just constantly dropping cash over and over again. Yet I once sold a couple items to a guy, and we agreed on a price, and he gave me and my brother 38 million total. And literally it took 15 minutes just for him to constantly run to the post office, get money out, run back, drop it off, run to the post office, get money out, run back, drop it off. And it all worked out well, but it just takes so much time, and it would be so much simpler if you could just go into a trading window and say, right, there's the items, this is how much I'm giving you, that comes straight out my Animal Crossing bank account, done. It's, for all the improvements that New Leaf has done on all of the other editions, and there are a lot, it's one that still is quite lacking. But because of all the problems and that, not everyone will be able to complete that. And that is, as I say, the only real way I suppose you can technically complete the game, by filling your museum and filling your catalogue. There is no end game. The only way you see the credits is by going into one of the theme nights on a Saturday. You can go into a discotheque club called Club LOL, and you can get a song off KK Slider, and it comes up the credits of everyone who made it. And that is, I think they only literally added that so that way people would know who made the game. So if you're watching this totally confused now and totally thinking, so why the hell do people like it? Because I've been hearing about this so much. Well, the reason people like it is because it is fun. In this one, as I've already mentioned, you can be a mayor, and by being mayor, you can actually now build your city kind of like the way you want it to. Now, it's not SimCity, it's nothing like you can build absolutely anything in the world. It's a case of, you go behind the desk, you sit in your chair, Isabel comes up to you, she says, right, this is what the people in the city want currently. Would you build it? So you can say, right, do this, you can go through the list. I've currently got a street lamp project in the middle of going on, because it doesn't let you do more than one thing on one day, and it doesn't let you do any more until you actually do that. But you can go through the list, and some of it can be really cool. I've built some stuff which I think's cool, and I'll quickly show you now. Some of it's really boring and mundane, like stop signs and crossing signs and warning signs, and you can get like park benches, which are quite cool to have in the game, I suppose. You can get things like this, a fire pit, which I really like. You can get art sculptures. There's just all sorts of stuff. I know one person who's managed to get a police station, but it hadn't been built, so I've not seen what it's like. As well as doing all that stuff, you've got to take care of your city. So as you might have just seen there, I pulled up a weed. You've got to keep your city beautiful, and there's rewards for doing so. There's like a golden watering can for keeping a perfect town, city, whatever you want to call it, I suppose, but perfect little village for 15 days straight. And the golden watering can means that when you water dead roses, they turn into gold roses. And it's just things like that. There's something pretty much new to discover every day. There's new shops to come in. There's new insects to find on different months, because some are themed, some are like summer bugs and some are winter bugs. And there's all sorts of stuff you can do. There is an economy in the game, which has now unfortunately been ruined. Because there's people who've managed to get a glitch to duplicate any items, and I don't know how to do it. I'd imagine it's something along the lines of you must drop it and then disconnect with your Wi-Fi switch straight away so it crashes the game out or something like that. I don't know, I'm just guessing and pulling at straws here. But the duplicating glitch has now meant that any rare items that would sell for quite a lot, so if you were lucky enough to get one of them, you could fund your town by going online. As I've already mentioned, I sold 2 items for 3.8 million in one night, gave half of it to my brother because it was one of his items, and I kept the other half. And now, those same items you'll be lucky to get 50k for, just from people who can't be bothered to do the duplication glitch, and it's annoying. But the online economy may be screwed, the in-game economy isn't. Basically, you can buy turnips on a Sunday, and the prices fluctuate, so you can have anything up to like 600, 700 bells, or you can go down to 30, and it's a risk-reward scenario, because say you buy 100,000 turnips on Sunday for 100 bells a piece, and all the way through your town for the whole week, you never get a price above 100 turnips, and it means you're going to have lost out unless you find someone online. And that's where the risk reward comes in, because otherwise you never know, you might get one that's 500, so you're instantly timesing your money that you spent by 5, but you only have 6 days to do it. And it is a fun game by doing things like that. Sometimes you get highs, sometimes you get lows. It's a reason to always put the game on, to always be doing something, even if it's just collecting and harvesting fruit from your trees to sell them on, or catching bugs, or catching insects, or trying to buy furniture. There's then furniture that can be sold online and catalogued, and by cataloguing it, you basically pick the item up, and then it goes into your kiosk, and then you can buy it. Some of the time, not all of the time. Not all items can be catalogued, so it's a case of someone, say, got this set here, which is the modern set. I could drop all of this, one of my friends could then pick it all up, and then they'd be able to buy the modern set, and then they'd be able to do what they want with it, because there's also the ability to customise. The modern set is originally black and white, which is why the tiles are, but I've customised it all with emerald. So everything's green, except the reason I chose emerald is because it actually looks like a very light cyan blue in this game, whereas the amethyst doesn't really look purple, it looks more pink, and the ruby looks a bit pink, and it's just weird with the colour tones I've found, and I don't know what it is. I've tried it on both my DS systems, me regular and me XL, and it's the same on both, so it's not like the colour differentials from the different systems. But it's just one of those things that by customizing it, it adds your own personal flair to it. You can do multiple colors on multiple things. Not everything is customizable. I've then got in this room a robot set, and the robot set's originally white, and I thought, well, it looks okay, but blue looks a lot better. But I could have chose like black or red, or I think green, and it's just amazing the level of detail and depth that you've actually got in this one. You can really make the home your own. The only problem is, just because you like it doesn't mean the game itself likes it, and this is something I kind of disagree with, because the game kind of penalises you for the way you put your house out, or it rewards you, and one of the rewards is you get an entirely golden house with golden furniture. I think it looks crap. I think it looks really, really tacky and cheap, and I can't stand it. So I'm constantly being told that I've got a bad house because I don't have the gold, but that's because I don't like the gold. The whole point of Animal Crossing is to make it your own, to do your personal flair. So I think by having that system in place just goes against the entire game, and I just don't understand why they keep putting it in, because I've seen a gold house on I don't think it was Wild World. I think it was the City Folk or something, the Wii one. I'm sure it was the Wii one that I'd saw a fully gold house on, and I thought, well, that looks terrible. So to find out it was in this one as well, I thought, well, I can't believe they've done it again. And it's just, it is a little annoying that you're constantly being penalised just because the game says, well, you shouldn't do this in this way. Well, what if I want to do it in that way? It's my house. At the end of the day, these are my items that I've went and painstakingly got. There's some that I think look really cool. Yes, they may not all go into a theme, but I like how I've set them out. So why are you telling me that I'm doing it wrong? And I can't stand that about the game. I really can't. Because it almost not so much makes you feel inferior, but it makes you think, well, I'm playing it wrong because I'm not being told I'm doing well, but you're not playing it wrong, you're playing it your way, and that's the whole point of it. I've got a Halloween set here. It's July. As I record this, it is the 19th of July, and I've got a Halloween set. You're not supposed to be able to get it till October. Someone got it online, then let me catalogue it. And I don't care that I'm getting penalised because I'm not using the Halloween set in Halloween. I think it looks awesome. I'll have it in all year round. I don't care what the game tells me. But it is annoying that it's telling me that I'm doing it wrong just because I like it. And it's just one of those things that it is a bit weird that they make this free, you can do anything game, but then they do put limitations and restrictions on it, and I just don't get it. It's pretty much my only major gripe with the game, I suppose. It also, to be fair, and I can't believe I'm saying this, it would be quite nice if you could get DLC that you can pay for, like themed stuff, because I think Little Big Planet did a really, really good job of being able to customize the levels and that, and the characters the way that you wanted. By like they've got a lot of Marvel stuff up, they've got a lot of comic book stuff, they've got a lot of TV stuff, movie stuff, and it would be quite nice if I could buy some Marvel stuff. Not at rip-off prices. I wouldn't be mental and buy anything for stupid prices, but buy some Marvel stuff, do myself up a comic book room, and walk around dressed as Spider-Man. It is nice that you've got 45 Nintendo items in the game, and you might have already noticed I'm walking around dressed as Link wearing a Majora's Mask, but it is very limited, the amount of Nintendo stuff you've got in the game. There's only about 70 items, I think, total in the whole of the game out of thousands upon thousands that are Nintendo stuff, and not everything gets represented. You can design your own clothes, and I have actually seen some people design Fire Emblem clothes that look amazing, and that's where the creativity comes into it, the fact that you can design pretty much anything you want in the little box that you get, and then you can even place it as a path. And people have created pathways because they don't like that the grass seems to be eroding and you get soil, and that's just from having heavy foot traffic. And that's something else that I must admit kind of annoys me. The fact that they do it so that you've got an obvious path apparently to walk on, but it just makes it look really weird by having a load of soil everywhere. But walking will destroy it as much as running. People say, oh, you shouldn't run, it destroys it faster. Well, yes, it does destroy it faster, but so does walking. So if you're playing it every single day, walking around the place, I mean, trying to harvest certain fruit and that, it's just mental that if you get into that mind frame of, oh, I best not walk there because there's actually quite grassy, and I don't understand why they've put it in. It's never been fully confirmed, but I do admit to seeing a lot of degradation, and I'll probably, now that I've made this video, go back later on and look and see, well, yeah, there was definitely grass there and now there isn't. There are a lot of tools in the game, and one of them is quite cool but useless at the same time. It's the slingshot. And the slingshot allows you to fire up at balloons and get presents, and the furniture you get from them is always the same theme, unfortunately, and I don't like it. It's a balloon theme, and me and a lot of other people think it just looks like a clown's funeral home or something. It looks terrible, it really does. There's some people who like it, and obviously I'm never going to say you shouldn't like it. We're all different, but me and a lot of others that I know personally can't stand it. And it's annoying that it's not just random items. It would be cool if it was just random items out of absolutely everything in the game. But as well as a slingshot, and you might have already guessed, there's a fishing rod and that for catching the fish, there's a shovel for digging up fossils and hitting magic rocks. Magic rocks are basically, every time you switch on for a deer, for the first time, you get a rock and you can hit it and money will come out, and it's one of them randomized. There'll then also be another rock which is in a different place every time, and you smash that and a bit of ore comes out. Once you get the silver shovel, your magic rock that drops coins can also drop ore. The ore can be used to customize, it can be used to create gold furniture, obviously when you get gold ore, and for myself it used to be used for getting a lot of quick cash online because I'd sell it, and now that the duplication glitch is there, I can't sell it because it's worthless. And it's very annoying. As well as tools, you can get some fun items, like you can have a balloon to walk around with, you can have a toy hammer to hit people and your friends with, you can get axes to chop down trees, and it's just that literally it really is a game that you will put on every single day once you get hooked, because you'll want to see what's different, you'll want to see what's going on. There'll be meteor showers, there'll be where you can like make a wish, you can look up into the sky, make a wish when one shoots past and you get an item of furniture the next day. There's bug competitions, there's all sorts to be done. There's an island on this one where you can go and you can get a cool tune by the captain, and you can then go on there and catch rare bugs, and you can catch rare fish and sharks and things, and you can do little competitions to get medals, and you can then spend the medals to get prizes. Although much like every really cheap Nashi arcade where you got tokens for winning games, the prizes are pretty terrible. There's only really the mermaid theme that I think looks any good. Everything else I've found in it I just can't stand, so I've just stopped playing the games because I don't see the point in collecting the medals anymore. And it's just mental, the amount of customization, the amount of freedom, the amount of choice that you've got, the amount of things that can be done, the special events that happen during the holiday seasons. It is one of those things that you'll look at it, you'll think, I'll never play this, it's not really a game, and it'll just hook you like that, and that's it. You'll be on every single day for years until you finally get bored of it. And it's just an awesome thing because of that. I've even managed to get me brother and me friend into it, who both said the same thing, that they'd never play it, and now it's just like every day, what are your turnip prices, what are your turnip prices, what can I do this, can I come over, I want to see what's in your shop. It's mint, the amount of fun that you can have with your friends. There's like mini games you can play, the island games are 4-player, you can all go over on the island, you can get a stopwatch that brings up a timer, and then it's just like whoever catches the most fish, bugs, it's just things like that. You can, I suppose, play hide and seek, although not in any official capacity. You just have to hide and see if they can find you, and you can use the timer for that as well. It's just one of those things that you'll discover something new all of the time, and the day when you don't discover something new, don't discover a new event, might be the day when you start to not play it. There's villagers that can come in and out of your town though all the time, and that's another thing. You can get rid of them if you want to when they ask you. You can't forcibly get rid of them, unfortunately, for a lot of people, because there's a lot of animals that people don't like and they just want them out of their town immediately, and you can't freely choose. And that again adds to the longevity of it, I suppose, because I'm currently collecting eagles. I've got 2, I've seen another 3. I'm trying my best to get eagles. Whenever they come into me town, in my campsite, I try and convince them to stay. Whenever one of my friends has got an eagle that's about to leave, I'll say, right, can I come over and convince him to come to my city? And it's just one of those things that I like the eagles just as someone else may like the mice, or may like the rabbits, may like the dogs, the cows. There's all sorts of different animals, and it does add a lot of depth and longevity, as I say, because you might think, well, I'm sick of these villagers now. There's a couple of them I really do like. I'll keep them forever, but I'm sick of them. They're not really doing anything that impresses me, that entertains me, so I'll let them go, and let's see how I get in the potluck. So I've just got rid of a pig. I've now got a dog. I've never had a dog before. Let's see what the dog's like. And there's different personalities. There's happy ones, sad ones, there's angry ones, snooty ones. There's all sorts of stuff. To be fair, the sad's only really like when something's happened to them, like if they fall down into a pitfall, which you'll notice there's cracks around your floor, and there could be fossils, but there could also be pitfalls where if you walk into them you get stuck in a hole, and if it happens to one of the animals, it's granted rather funny, but it's very upsetting for those animals, and you have to try and console them. You can buy medicine for when they're ill. It's just mental. I've just realised I've been rambling on for 20 minutes, and all I've been doing is walking around my town, but it's because there's nothing really particularly that I can actually show people. It's not that sort of game. It's just one of those things that you have to play it, you have to experience it to find out if you like it. Watching videos, you'll never be able to decide if you like it, because I mean, as I say, I hated the GameCube one, but I still went out and bought the DS one to give it a second chance, because I thought, well, it'll work better on that, and I think it does. There's, as you can see, a load of Nintendo items here, and they do cool things. I know I can't really do volumes properly or anything, but the Superstar will actually make the music. The Firebar will make Bowser's Castle music. The 3 red shells will make the homing red shell music. The Triforce is one of the best items on the entire game. I love it. It makes a cool tune, and it does a load of graphic stuff when you push E on it, because there's certain things that you can push E on to do them. So the goal pole, the Triforce does that animation. It's mint, it's awesome. And finding and getting new items every day, either by trading for them or just getting them in your store, it is all of what makes Animal Crossing so addictive, because you only get a few items each and every day, so collecting stuff takes forever. And then you've got Street Pass, where we all know how Street Pass works now. You close your DS and that's it. You find someone and it pings. If someone's got Animal Crossing, you get their house, they get your house, and then you can catalogue what's in their thing if it's cataloguable. And I don't even think that's a word. If it's something that's stupidly rare or a Nintendo item, then you can't do it, you can't buy it. But anything else that can be bought from a regular shop instantly then goes into your catalogue almost, and you can get 5 items a day, and you can start populating your house if they've got a theme that you've never seen that you really like. So that's about all I can say. Again, I think I've went on for about 22 minutes now of just droning on, and my brother will have probably hit me about 15 times in the course of editing the vid, even though it'll only need a top and a tail. But it's everything pretty much that I suppose that I needed to mention in order to give you the full story, and there's still stuff I could mention. I mean, there's the Dream Centre there. I've just realised I haven't mentioned it. Allows you to go into other people's villages in a dream, so that way you can't wreck things, because you can get the bad element of people coming in with axes and wrecking your town. The Dream thing eliminates that. You can still visit their town, and they can visit yours, but no damage can be done. I've mentioned Club LOL. You go there, there's music playing, and you get a song on Saturday at 8 o'clock. There's Nook's Homes, where you might have noticed my house is a gingerbread house. You can go in there, you can buy new doors, you can buy new pave stones, you can buy new walls, fences. It's just mental. The post office, I've mentioned that. It's basically the bank, and you send stuff. Obviously, you've got shops, and you've got a plant shop, you've got a clothes shop, you've got a shoe shop. There's other shops that I haven't even got yet, and there's like fashion shop, I think, that'll allow you to get mannequins and stuff, so you can display your clothes. Like, you can dress a mannequin as Samus Aran, and have that in your house instead of just having the pieces around the place. And it's just mint. It really is. It's something that you have to experience in order to see if you like it. As I say, you can't really watch videos or reviews or anything and see if you're going to like it. You just have to take the plunge, and if you don't like it, take the hit when you trade it in. If you do, then you're going to find something that you'll play every day for years, and it'll still be entertaining and still be fun, and you can just have a great time with it. Hopefully this duplication glitch gets fixed at some point, because it is currently the only thing that is ruining the game, that's like not designed that way or anything, you know, because it is ruining the online economy, and it's so annoying because there's always that one element of people who like to ruin it for everyone else, and the duplicators are that element at the moment. That by making things commonplace, then no longer is it special anymore, and no longer can you earn money by getting it, which then helps your town out so you can build more projects and things. So I really do hope that it gets fixed soon. I know it's happened once before in Japan, before it even launched everywhere else in the world, and they managed to fix it, so hopefully they can fix it again. And it's again why I think that trade window would work, because if it's saved after every single time you made a trade, then I don't think anyone could ever exploit it and make duplicates. Because if it's saved as you opened it and then saved as you closed it, there'd be no loophole, surely. But that's just one guy's idea. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel, because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.